1, 2, 3, testing of mic number 1. All right, Colby, say mic number 2.
Mic number 2. Yep, we're good.
All right, mics are up, good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Alleman, Iowa for North Polk versus PCM, the second round of the Iowa High School Girls Basketball Association State Tournament.
And we have PCM here coming off of a win Saturday against Albia, and they won 59-36 here. North Polk wins the tip-off. Katie Scott will have the ball. She takes it up the floor here for the North Polk Comets. Swings it over to Phipps on the wing. Over to Brown up at top. Swings over to Katie Scott in the corner. Katie Scott with the open three. No good. Jaden Murphy grabs the rebound. Fights for the ball there as it's on the floor. It's now a fight for with Phipps there.
Early aggression.
It is a jump ball.
All right, it looks like number 20, Lily Baird, is going to take the ball out. She's going to pass it right to Cameron Wignall of Prairie City Monroe. Cameron Wignall is going to take it down. Oh, almost knocked away by Katie Scott. Cameron Wignall is going to pass it to number 11, Alexis Cooker. It is going to be stolen by Katie
Phipps
Brown.
has the ball up the floor here, and she goes up for the layup, and that's no good as Jaden Murphy has another offensive rebound. No good. Jaden Murphy tries to grab the offensive board. There is called for a foul. PCM will take it the other way.
Mic check. All right, good. All righty, number 3, Cameron Wignall is going to take it up the court. Wignall under heavy pressure from Scott.
Scott with some solid defense here.
Wignall is going to pass it to number 20, Lily Baird.
Phipps on Baird. That's a great matchup as Baird drives inside.
Just going to get that right back to Cameron Wignall. Cameron Wignall to Reagan Freeland. Reagan Freeland going to drive in, put it up. No good.
Jaden Murphy grabs the board there. She swings it over to Katie Scott. Katie Scott pushes the ball up the floor here quick. Down to Maggie Phipps in the corner for the three. And that's off the target there by Maggie Phipps.
No one's put any points on the board yet in the first quarter.
I believe another foul is called on Jaden Murphy. That would be her second. PCM will inbound the ball here.
It looks
that
like
foul was actually on Katie Brown. That'll be her first.
Number 20, Lily Baird, going to pass it in to number 23, Reagan Freeland. Back to Baird. Baird going to throw it to Cameron Wignall. Wignall is going to find Reagan Freeland, who hits the three. No good.
And Phipps grabs the board, and she pushes up the ball. She's got Brown wide open, dishes it off to her for the layup, and that's no good.
Still scoreless as North Polk has taken 6 shots and missed all of them.
Yeah, it's not a great start here for either team, so there's been multiple missed opportunities.
Cameron Wignall going to pass it to Lily Baird. It's going to go to number 11, Alexis Cooker. Going to go back to Cameron Wignall.
Five seconds is called there. That's tough defense by Katie Scott. Turnover for the PCM Mustangs. Katie Scott will take the ball up the floor the other way.
Wow, Comets are going to need to find a break here.
Murphy inbounds to Scott here. Scott will take up the ball for the Comets. Scott dishes it over to Zimmer on the wing. Up top to Brown. Brown over to Scott on the wing. Tries to swing it over to Brown. Brown was not ready for the pass. That's another North Polk turnover. Slow start here for both teams as we're still scoreless through the first 2.5 minutes.
Wow.
A turnover there by PCM. Zimmer zips it over there to Phipps. Phipps has the easy layup. First 2 points of the game there for Maggie Phipps.
It's going to be inbounded. Reagan Freeland of PCM driving it back after that. Going to shoot it.
Airballs the floater there. Tries to save it. Throws it off of Cooker's leg there. North Polk will have possession. Brown inbounds here to Scott. Scott will take the ball up the floor here for the North Polk Comets. They lead 2-0 here, 3 minutes into the game. Scott has the ball up top. Scott drives inside, has the ball stolen.
By number 11, Alexis Cooker. She's going to pass it real quick to Reagan Freeland, who's going to take it down the court. Freeland, I think it's Freeland. Freeland is going to see Alexis Kuker, going to give it right back to her. Kuker's going to give it straight to Lily Baird. Lily Baird's going to sit on it for a little bit, drive through. She's double teamed. She's going to give it right down to Wignall. Wignall goes back to Baird. Baird with the shot, no good.
Way off the target there as Brown gets the rebound, throws it up to Phipps. Phipps drives all the way inside with the layup, and that's good by Maggie Phipps. 4-0 here to start the game.
Last game, Maggie Phipps actually outscored Clarendon by herself alone in the first half, and right now she's outscoring PCM by 4. As Reagan Freeland's going to take it up the court. She's going to pass it real quick to Lily Baird. Lily Baird for the 3, no good. It's going to be rebounded by number 11, Alexis Kuker. Alexis Kuker going to throw it up, no good.
Jaden Murphy grabs the board here for the Comets. Kicks it off to Scott. Scott will take the ball up the floor here. Swings it up to Phipps for the deep 3. And that's off the target there, out of bounds. It hits the top of the rim.
That was a really deep 3 right there for those at home. That was a good meter behind the line. That was pretty deep.
I'm not going to say that shot's bad for the Comets here to start the game off early, but you've already started off slow here. That 3 is a little deep there. Inbounds pass is turned over here for PCM as North Polk Comets will have possession.
I believe that was number 20, Lily Baird, throwing that in.
Scott inbounds the ball here for the Comets. Finds Schaefer on the wing. Schaefer kicks it down low to Scott. Scott dribbles inside out to Stefan for the 3. Stefan is no good from three-point range as PCM will take the ball as the ball goes out of bounds. It looks like it's going to be a defensive battle all around here as we already have a low-scoring game here 4 minutes in.
Absolutely. Number 20 is going to go to number 23, or 32, Reagan
Another
Freeland.
PCM turnover as Scott gets fouled hard there. She'll take the ball out of bounds here. North Polk will have possession. Stefan inbounds the ball here to Scott. Scott takes the ball up the floor here, kicks it over to Schaefer on the wing, back up top to Phipps. Phipps looks over to Scott on the wing. Jaden Murphy posts up down low, almost turned over there as Phipps has it up top. Back over to the wing to Scott. Scott over to Schaefer. Back up to Phipps. Over to Murphy here in the corner to Scott. Swings it over to Phipps for the 3. 3 is good by Maggie Phipps. Solid shot there. She extends the lead to 7.
She's
Timeout
excited
here,
about
PCM.
that. Maggie Phipps has all the Comets points right now at 7.
And it was definitely a slow start here for both teams, but North Polk is starting to slowly get their lead here as it's 7-0. Some questionable plays here early by both teams as there's been some sloppy turnovers that could have been avoided if you just focus a little bit more. But Comets look to be shaping it up here as they lead by 7. Phipps has all 7 points. And we'll see how the rest of this game goes. We already got an exciting start here. And it should be a great game.
Yeah. We're seeing no big standout players from PCM yet today. I believe that once they get some points on the board, though, we're gonna start seeing some good players. And Mackenzie Busson is gonna sub in for PCM. Looks like Lily Baird is going to pass it out. She's going to go right to Wignall. Wignall back to Baird. And that is Lily Baird. Lily Baird going to be trapped down. She's going to go real quick to number 11, Alexis Kuker. Kuker back to Baird. Going to go to Wignall. Wignall to Baird. Baird power dribble. And up and good. Lily Baird putting PCM's first points on the night up on the board.
And Stefan inbounds here to Scott. Scott takes the ball up the floor here. Swings it over to Schaefer here. Schaefer holds the ball up top as she swings it over to Stefan. Keeping it up top here as Phipps now has it up top. Running a slow offense here. Phipps drives inside. Phipps with the easy layup. She has all 9 points here for the Comets.
She's going to remain North Polk's only scorer. And looks like number 3, Cameron Wignall, is going to be taking it up the court. Cameron Wignall will be looking for number 32. That is going to be Freeland. Freeland into Kuker. Kuker puts it up with the layup, and that's good.
Scott takes the ball up the floor here again for the Comets. Scott hits Schaefer on the wing. Schaefer drives inside. Floater there is no good. Foul is called on Schaefer. That's a nice take there by Schaefer, but she can't convert inside. And that's all right. We're still early here in the game, 9-4. Zimmer checks in for Scott.
It looks like number 32. That's going to be Freeland is going to take the ball. And Freeland to Foster. Sierra Foster, number 1, just checked in for the Mustangs. And that's going to go right to Baird. Baird's going to put up the 3, and it's good.
That's a solid shot there by Lily Baird. She
Absolutely.
didn't have much options there on the offense. Saw the open shot, took it, and now it's 9-7. Phipps will take the ball up the floor here for the Comets. Phipps crosses over, goes inside, floats that up, and no good. In and out there by Phipps.
Sierra Foster is going to pass it to Freeland. Freeland's going to start marching it down the court. Freeland's going to put it to Foster. Foster for the 3, no good.
Steffen comes up with the rebound there. She kicks it up to Zimmer. Zimmer will bring the ball down the middle. Over to Murphy on the wing. Murphy drives inside. Body's called there on number 40, Kate McCarthy. Katie Brown will be checked in the game here for the Comets. Steffen will be checked out. Phipps inbounds the ball here to Katie Brown. Katie Brown has it in the corner. Brown swings it up top to Phipps. Phipps pump fake, steps over for the 3. No good.
Highly contested.
Zimmer battles for the rebound, kicks it out to Schaefer. Schaefer to Phipps on the wing. Phipps with a nice behind the back there. Swings out to Murphy for the open 3. And that's good by Jaden Murphy. Not solid shot there by Murphy.
That's a shooter, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks to me like Freeland is going to be taking it out. Freeland going to toss it over to Cooker. Cooker going to throw it to Baird. Baird going to fake the 3, drive in, fake the mid-range. Going to go back to Cooker. Cooker back to Baird.
Baird
for
with the deep 3.
And it's good.
That is a deep 3 by Baird.
Whoa. That was at least 2 meters behind the line. 2 yards for the American folks.
Phipps brings the ball past half here, swings it over. Schaefer for the 3 at the horn. Oh, barely off the target there. She airballs.
Wow.
That was a deep 3 by Baird there.
That really was.
That's
Maggie
NBA
Phipps,
range.
Absolutely. Maggie Phipps shot a deep 3 early and didn't come up with it, but wow. Lily Baird.
I would definitely say that 3
there
by Baird was a lot deeper than Phipps.
Absolutely. That was incredible. I think, I said earlier no standout players from PCM had been seen yet. I would definitely say that number 20, Lily Baird, is certainly sticking out right now.
Yeah, Lily Baird here for the Mustangs seems to be an asset as she takes the ball up the floor every possession. And she has enough confidence to be able to sit there and look for the 3. And when she has the opportunity and she's feeling it, she's going to take the shot.
Absolutely, and it's 12-10, and believe me, this is going to be a fight all game long.
We have a 2-point game here going into the second quarter, and this is going to shape up to be a really exciting game. Both teams here struggling a bit defensively, but they're answering back and forth on the offensive end. Just need to step in front, try to stop the ball from getting inside, and you should see success on the defensive end. Battle for the boards, battle for the easy on the floor balls, and just push hard here and get the easy points.
Absolutely. We're going to have to see how this plays out.
And Scott will take the ball up the floor here. Scott over to Zimmer. Zimmer up to Scott. Scott over to Brown here. Brown up top to Scott.
Scott back to Brown.
Brown for the 3. No good.
Going to be rebounded by number 32, Reagan Freeland. Freeland's going to throw it down to Foster. Foster's going to toss it to number 40, Kate McCarthy. Kate McCarthy's going to throw it right out to Celeste Wagaman. Celeste is going to throw it right to Baird. Baird's going to give it right back to McCarthy. And Katie Brown going to knock a pass intended for Celeste Wagaman out of bounds. And I would just like to say to everyone at home, we are not legally allowed to show the game during the postseason. So audio is the best we can do for now, and that's just what we're going to have to work with. So.
And Jane Murphy tries to jump there to contest, gambles, and it doesn't pay off as Lily Baird pump fakes there and gets the easy layup. Scott takes the ball up the floor here. Over to Phipps. Phipps has the ball, swings it over to Zimmer. Zimmer over to Murphy in the corner. Murphy for the three. And that shot is good by Jaden Murphy. That's her second three here of the night.
All right, looks like Freeland is going to take it. Freeland for the three, and it's good.
And that's a great way to answer back as she ties up the game here. Scott takes the ball up the floor here quick. In the corner to Zimmer. Zimmer pump fakes up top to Murphy. Murphy pump fakes and drives in. Spins. Turns the ball over. Ball's loose. Maggie Phipps fighting for it. Jump ball is called. Lily Baird and Maggie Phipps doing a great job there as they dive for the ball. And cause a jump ball as North Polk will have possession. Little confusion here on who's going to throw the ball in. Whose ball is it? PCM's ball. Sorry about that.
Baird is going to be throwing the ball in, it looks like. She's going to take the quick pass to Sierra Foster. Foster's going to throw it back to Baird. Blocked by Phipps, but Baird is going to keep it. It's going to give it back to Foster. Foster's going to drive up, and that...
And one there. That's a great drive there by Sierra Foster. She's able to convert. Yeah. And we'll see if she's going to be able to knock down the free throw here, as PCM takes their first lead of the game here by 2.
Yeah. You know, I almost thought that was a travel there, but I think she got it just fine. I must have... I saw
Foster
the
off the target as Brown grabs a rebound, swings it over to Scott here. Scott brings the ball up the floor here. Phipps for the open three on the wing. No good. Murphy with the offensive board. Goes up with the layup, and that's good by Jaden Murphy. Solid play there to get the board and convert the points. 17-17.
All right, looks like number 32, Reagan Freeland, is going to be taking it down the court. She intended a pass for number 40, McCarthy, but it went out of bounds.
As Murphy will inbound the ball here for the North Polk Comets. Scott takes the ball up the floor like normal. 17-17 here. North Polk's ball. Swings it over to Zimmer. Zimmer up top to Brown here. Brown over to the corner to Scott. Murphy post up. Scott dribbles up top here. Swings it over to Zimmer. Zimmer drives inside. Looks to dish it off to Murphy.
Oh.
Turned over. Murphy steals the ball here. Tries to get outside.
Looks like
Another
Freeland
steal.
is going to throw it down the court, and Scott's going to get it.
And Scott almost stole the ball there. Little out of control there as she goes out of bounds. Tried to save it, but she was over the line there. It did bounce off of PCM, but Scott was out of bounds first.
It's going to be PCM's ball as Wignall takes the shot right out of getting a pass.
Brown with the rebound. She pushes the ball up the floor here. Phipps open in the corner. Brown goes all the way in, and one there called on the block. Oh, no shot. There will be no shot. That foul is going to be called on the floor.
Interesting.
Body called there on Wingle. She thought she was going to have a charge there. She's a little bit upset by that. Murphy to inbound the ball here for the Comets.
Murphy's going to pass it right back to Brown. Brown's going to go to Scott.
Phipps in the corner for the three. No good.
That's going to be Celeste Wagaman. Is going to throw it real quick to Freeland. And it's going to go right back to Foster. Knocked
Phipps
away.
tries to poke the ball away there, but she's called for the reach-in.
Looks like Alexis Keeker is going to be subbed in for Celeste Wagaman.
And Wignall will inbound the ball here for the Mustangs.
All right, looks to me like Reagan Freeland is going to take it. Freeland's going to go to McCarthy. McCarthy's going to go to Sierra Foster. Foster's going to shoot it, and it's going to be no good.
A push is called there on Maggie Phipps. Not entirely sure where, but that will be on the floor here. PCM will take the ball out of bounds. Schaefer's checked in the game here for Maggie Phipps. As Maggie Phipps has 2 fouls here early in the game. 4:45 remaining, 17 all.
Freeland's going to throw it up to McCarthy. McCarthy's going to shoot it right over to Keeker.
Travel called there on the Mustangs. Jane Murphy inbounds the ball here to Scott.
Man, talk about a good game here in Alleman.
Yeah, it's a very close game here. North Polk will call its first timeout. 30-second timeout here, 17-17 all. 4:40 remaining in the half. And defensive battle on both ends. Both teams are able to answer back on any shot that the other takes. Yeah. And that's why we have such a close game here early. And I'm expecting it to play out like this for the rest of the game. We'll see what team decides to pull ahead and what they change in order to do so.
Absolutely. Right now it appears as though Murphy and Phipps are actually the only two people from North Polk to have scored a point, whereas PCM's board's a little all over the place. As Maggie Phipps will be sitting going into this, as will Lily Baird.
Zimmer will inbound the ball here to Scott. Scott takes the ball up the floor here. Over to the wing to Zimmer. Swings it to the other wing to Schaefer. Schaefer in the corner to Murphy. Murphy over to Scott on the wing. Schaefer up top. Swings it to the corner to Brown for the three. No good. So Lucy Schaefer tries to battle for the rebound, but she knocks it out of bounds.
Yeah. Looks like Wignall is going to be throwing it right into Freeland. Freeland marches down the court. Oh, she drives through, puts it up. No good.
Brown with the rebound here. Scott will take the ball up the floor here quickly. Swings it over to, tries to swing it over to Murphy there quickly. She wasn't ready. And another North Polk turnover. Four minutes remaining in the half. 17-17 all. Freeland has the ball here. She swings it over to Kuker for the three. No good. Offensive rebound here by McCarthy.
That was Wignall, and Wignall's going to go to Foster. Foster, oh, it's going to be knocked out of her hands. She's going to hold on to it, though. And it's going to shoot that right over to Keeker. Keeker going to give it to, she's going to keep it. She's going to keep it. And she's going to just toss
turnover
it in the
there.
air.
And can't come up with the possession.
Keeker's going to recover it. And she's going to go to Foster. Sierra Foster is going to drive through. She's going to pass it to
turnover.
Wignall.
Scott will take the ball up the floor here. She's got a wide open lane. Layup is good by Katie Scott.
Great
it's a
execution.
nice fast break bucket there.
All right, looks like Freeland's going to be driving it down the court as Maggie Phipps and Lily Baird are going to come back into the game. Freeland going to throw it right over to McCarthy.
Blocked by Murphy.
Freeland puts it up.
Offensive rebound, no good. Scott, Scott gets clobbered, no call there, but it's turnover by PCM. Schaefer will take the ball up the floor here. Layup there, foul is called. Schaefer will have two at the line.
It looked like they just clotheslined Katie Scott. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
poor girl.
It definitely looked like that. Katie Scott just got clobbered. She hit the floor hard. No foul was called as they were both going for the ball there. That might have been a part of it, but a lot of contact there, no call. But Schaefer has two at the line on the other end.
North Polk's medical professional seems to be a little distressed about how hard Katie hit that floor.
First one is good by Schaefer. Brown is checked out here for the Comets. Phipps will be checked into the game. 2017. Comets lead by 3. 2:43 remaining in the game. And she's 2 for 2 from the line. Hard press here by the North Polk Comets.
It's going to go to Reagan Freeland. Freeland, crosses over Lucy Schaefer. She's going to throw it down to Baird. Baird going to throw it down low to McCarthy. McCarthy going to pass it out. It's a travel.
Another PCM turnover there. Called the travel down low. That's been called a lot for them in this game.
Yeah.
As Murphy inbounds the ball here to Scott. Scott will take the ball up the floor here for the Comets. Swings it to Schaefer on the wing. Up top to Zimmer, almost turned over there. Zimmer over to Phipps. Phipps back up top to Schaefer. Schaefer drives inside, kicks it out to Zimmer for the three. No good.
It's going to be rebounded by number 11, Alexis Keeker.
Jump ball called as Scott almost comes away with the steal. Kuker there is a little bit upset. She thought she got fouled. Scott inbounds the ball.
spiked the ball on the ground. At the boys' game, that would have been called a technical.
Scott over to Phipps in the corner for the open three. Good by Maggie Phipps. 24-17 here.
Comets want to pull ahead right now as Alexis Keeker inbounds it to Lily Baird.
7-point lead with 2 minutes remaining in the half.
Lily Baird is going to find Alexis Keeker. She's going to throw it to her, and then it's going to go right to Freeland. Freeland to Foster. Foster to Keeker. Keeker to Foster. Foster puts it up. It's blocked by Lucy Schaefer.
Called off the leg there of Sierra Foster. So North Polk ball. Murphy inbounds here to Scott. Scott will take the ball up the floor here on the right side. Zimmer on the wing. Zimmer drives to corner. Back up top to Schaefer here. Schaefer over to Scott. Scott over to Schaefer. Schaefer drives inside and decides to kick it out there to Murphy. Murphy to Zimmer. Zimmer over to Scott. Scott up top here. Scott back out to Schaefer. Schaefer on the wing to Zimmer. Zimmer to Phipps. Over to Scott. Scott for the three. No good. Foster brings the ball up the floor here for PCM.
Oh, it's going to go to Lily Baird. Lily Baird is going to throw it real quick to Keeker. Keeker's going to drive in. She's going to decide to throw it instead of Foster. Foster's going to toss it back to Baird. Baird drives. Oh, almost stolen away by Maggie Phipps as Baird gives it to Foster. Oh, it looked like heavy contact from Lucy Schaefer. That is going to be a foul on her. And it'll be Sierra Foster from the line.
Lucy Schaefer has her second of the game already. Katie Brown is going to be checking in the game, I believe, for Schaefer. Foster has her first at the line. Air ball there by Foster, way off the target. And Brown does indeed check in for Schaefer. 36 seconds in the half.
It's going back to Sierra Foster from the line.
See if she can get closer this time. She sure does. That's good for Sierra Foster. Scott takes the ball up the floor here for the Comets. Scott over to Phipps on the corner. Jaden Murphy posts up inside. Zimmer on the corner. Hold is called on number 32, Reagan Freeland, as Murphy is just trying to put some work in there on her inside. And it's working off as Freeland's getting flustered and causing some not-so-smart fouls.
Mm-hmm.
Scott inbounds the ball here. On the wing to Phipps. Phipps in the corner to Scott. Scott tries to throw it up top to Murphy. Almost throws it all away. Phipps now with the ball up top. Phipps backs it up. Volleyball line here. She's going to try to waste some time on the clock here as 20 seconds remain in the half. 10 seconds remain in the half. Sorry about that. Phipps over to Murphy. Murphy tries to drive in, poked away. Zimmer comes up the ball. Murphy over to Brown for the three.
Whoa!
Shot is good. It will be
shot
called.
Is good. Katie
buzzer
Brown.
Beater there by Katie Brown.
A buzzer beater three. That was electrifying right there. Downtown Katie Brown for a reason.
Now that is a bit questionable. It definitely looked like it was after the horn. The refs will have a little talk here to discuss if it's about or if it was good at the horn or if it wasn't. We'll see what they decide here.
One of the refs, at least the one closest, thinks they think it was good.
They're going to give her 2 points. That was the discussion, was not whether she got it off in time. 26-18 at the break here.
Excellent.
Comets lead. And I'm definitely liking the aggression by both teams here.
Absolutely.
They're both driving inside here early, trying to create some opportunities in which they can either make the defense collapse inside and kick it out to the open three, or get the easy opportunity inside when they're hedging off up top and they're trying to get some opportunities to get an open layup or something like that.
Yep.
And issues for both teams here. Both teams have caused a lot of turnovers early, and that's why it's been such a close game. But North Polk looks like they're going to be starting to push the lead out here as they lead by 8.5. And I'm expecting it to be just as an exciting half as the first was.
Absolutely. I got to know your thoughts on the Maggie Phipps and Lily Baird matchup. I think it's excellent. I think both of them are great athletes. Both of them are both putting in a lot. both lead their respective teams in scoring. Phipps with 12 and Baird with 10.
Yeah, it's been exciting to see on both sides. Both are shooting very confidently from three. Phipps has had, I believe, 2 threes here in the game. And she gets a lot of open looks set up by primarily Jaden Murphy. You can kick the ball inside to Jaden Murphy, and it causes opportunities to open up on the wing. And that's how Phipps has gotten a lot of her points. And Lily Baird, she's bringing the ball and creating some own space for her as she's gotten a lot of open threes, and it's working out for them as they have 18 points.
Absolutely. You know, Jada Murphy, she's been a great player all season, and she's continuing to be a great player in the postseason. She's with the threes. She's with under the basket. She's with just about everything that this team needs.
And, yeah, we have 8 minutes here in halftime, and we'll be back right after the break.
And one quick message before we go off, actually. Due to it being postseason play, we are not allowed to live stream the game due to state rules. This has nothing to do with our control. There's nothing our school could have done about it. So please bear with us as we provide the broadcast to you. We are doing our best. And with that, we are going to go to our halftime break. See you back in 8 minutes. Can you hear me now, Colby?
Gentlemen, we are back, and we have 25 seconds here remaining in the half, and should be an exciting game all around.
Absolutely. We've definitely seen a lot of fight from both teams, and that is not going to end anytime soon. North Polk, not invincible. Definitely been seeing this whole game. Despite their record, despite their ranking, I think that PCM's got a shot.
Yeah, they definitely have a shot. It's only an 8-point lead here for the Comets, and so it's definitely an easy game to get back into, so we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see where this goes.
And PCM will inbound the ball here to start the half. Stolen away by Phipps. Phipps will dribble it out, called out of bounds.
Absolutely.
2 turnovers here early for both teams.
It looks like number 3, Cameron Wignall, is going to be taking it out. Lily Baird is going to take the ball. Lily Baird is going to throw it to number 11, Alexis Keeker. Keeker to Baird. Baird's going to fake on Phipps. Oh, she's going to drive it through.
Turned over there. Brown will get the steal. Out to Phipps. Phipps will take the ball up the floor here for the Comets. Phipps swings it over to Scott on the wing. Scott dribbles up top here, swings it over to the right wing to Brown. Brown hands it off to Zimmer at the top of the keys. Zimmer over to Phipps. Phipps will hold it. Throws it down low to Murphy posting up. Murphy goes up with the layup there, and that is good by Jaden Murphy. Nice little post move there.
Lily Baird is going to drive it down the court. They can slow things down a little bit. And just going to go past Phipps. She's going to toss that, to Emily Keeker. It's almost going to go over half court as that pass was not very well placed. She's
stolen away by Katie Brown. Katie Brown will take the ball up the floor here. She's got Zimmer cutting down low. Scott open on the wing. She hits Scott. Scott drives inside, floats that up there, and that's good by Katie Scott. 30-18 here.
So she may be small, she be mighty. And Reagan Freeland is going to be taking the ball down the court for the Mustangs. And
Zimmer gets plowed over.
Wignall with the 3, and it's no good.
Phipps has the ball up the floor here. And the layup is good by Maggie Phipps. Comets have a 6-0 lead here to start the half as PCM is going to call a timeout.
I definitely think that the Comets' strategy was to come out, get a big lead, and just make PCM think that they don't have a chance to win it. I feel like that had a lot to do with their plan.
And yeah, after kind of a slow first half for both teams, they're looking to kind of shape it up here, and whatever was said in the Comets locker room is definitely working for them as they come out here to a 6-0 lead.
Absolutely.
Or a 6-0 run as they lead 32-18.
And for everyone joining us, I would just like to say, due to it being postseason state play, we are not allowed to live stream the games. However, we are allowed to show the scoreboard and do this radio broadcast of sorts. So just bear with us, as this is the best we can do right now, and enjoy the game. Mic test, mic test.
And the timeout is going to be over here as both teams will be returning to the court. PCM Mustangs will have possession.
Mic test, mic test. All right, it looks like Baird is going to throw it into number 32, Freeland. Freeland's going to go down the court. Freeland's going to drive. Freeland's going to put it up, and she's going to miss it.
Both teams look to battle for the rebound there as that'll be a jump ball called. Comets will inbound the ball here.
Wow. Talk about some aggression from both teams early game. You love to see it.
And Scott takes the ball up the floor here for the Comets. Scott kicks it over to Zimmer. Zimmer up top to Brown. Brown over to the corner to Scott. Scott up top to Phipps. Phipps over to the wing. Zimmer in the corner now. Down low to Murphy. Murphy posts up. Tries to drive inside. No good on layup. Grabs her own rebound. Battles hard there for the contested layup.
Baird going to throw it into Freeland. Freeland to Baird. Back to Freeland. Freeland's taking it down the court. She's going to want to throw it real quick to Keeker. Keeker's going to go through. Keeker is looking for Wignall. Wignall's going to take the ball. She's going to drive down. She's going to pass it right to Keeker. Keeker's with a 3. No good.
Phipps tries to grab the rebound there, and nobody can come up possession. Phipps finally does. Scott has the ball up top now for the Comets. Scott over to Phipps. Phipps is wide open.
Big 3.
We'll take it. Open 3 by Maggie Phipps.
You expect nothing less. Looks like Wignall is going to throw it into Baird. Baird looking to answer. She's slowing things down. She's walking herself right down the court.
North Polk is on an 11-0 run here to start the half.
Looks like she's going to go to Keeker. Keeker's going to go to Wignall. Wignall is going to go to Baird. Baird is going to fake the shot. She's going to drive through Maggie Phipps, put it up, no good.
Phipps grabs the board here. She'll drive up. Zimmer's open in front. Phipps keeps the ball. Euro steps inside, floats that up, and that's good by Maggie Phipps. 13-0 run to start this half. 39-18. North Polk now leads by 21.
Wow, all right, looks like Freeland is going to be taking the ball down the court for the Stangs. Freeland's going to give it to Busan. Busan puts it up, and it's good.
And that's a great way to end the run there as Phipps will inbound to Scott. Scott takes the ball up the floor here. Scott slows it down at the top of the key. Over to Phipps. Phipps with the 3, no good.
And it's going to go to Baird. Baird is going to drive it down the court. And it's going to go to Freeland. Freeland with a deep 3, and it's good. Not as deep as Baird's 3 earlier, but deep nonetheless.
Scott down low to Zimmer. Off the back there of Baird. Baird grabs the ball.
Baird's going to drive it down the court. She sees Murphy coming in. She tries to pass it back. It's shoved a little bit by Brown. I believe that's going to be called on Brown.
And Brown tried to get the steal there, initiated a little bit too much contact, so she'll be called in with the reach-in. Stefan and Hill checked in here for the Comets. Murphy and Brown will take a break.
Looks like Keeker is going to pass it in to Emma George, newcomer we haven't seen yet tonight. Emma George, it's
Phipps with the steal here. Phipps will drive downside. Goes up with the layup. Foul is called. Block. She'll be at the 2. She'll be at the line for 2.
And that foul is going to be on number 1, Sierra Foster for the PCM Mustangs.
Phipps will be out the line for 2.
Sierra Foster doesn't seem to agree with that call at all.
And the first one is no good by Maggie Phipps, as Schaefer is going to be checked in the game for Zimmer. And I don't really know how Foster's going to disagree with that call. She tried to stay in front, but she brought her chest up on the defense, and that's why she's called for the body there.
Oh, it looks like it's going to be Freeland on a fast break. Freeland's going to take another 3, no good. Going to be rebounded by Foster. Foster's going to take that ball. She's going to try and drive around Stefan. She's going to instead give it to Keeker. Keeker with a heavy press from Phipps. Keeker's going to drive through, and she's going to put it up, and there's going to be a foul called on Maggie Phipps.
It's kind of a weak foul there, I thought, but what can you do about it? It's been kind of a touchy game on both ends. You got some very physical plays that aren't called, and others are getting called. It's just the way of the game.
Looks like Alexis Keeker is going to take the shot, and first one is good.
Murphy and Zimmer checked back into the game. Hill and Phipps will come out. 40-24, 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. 16-point lead here for the Comets.
And she's going to take that shot again, and it's going to be no good, and that was Alexis Keeker from the line. Katie Scott to Schaefer. Schaefer with the shot, no good. Rebounded by Alexis Keeker. Oh, stolen by Zimmer.
Zimmer with the steal. Zimmer goes up with the layup, and that layup is good there by Zimmer.
There we go. Looks like Keeker's going to rebound it to Freeland. Freeland going to slow things down a little bit, despite being down by 18. So she's going to throw it up. Stolen by
Scott with the steal. She pushes the ball up the floor here quick. Dumps it off there to Zimmer. Zimmer back over to Scott. Scott with the easy layup, and that's good. Another 2 points here for the Comets. Extends the lead back up to 20.
Looks like Sierra Foster is going to inbound it, and then she's going to pass it right back to Freeland. Freeland. And it looks like Alexis Keeker is going to take a quick pass down to number 10, Emma George. Almost stolen away by Lucy Schaefer. Emma George.
Travel is called there. Schaefer had too tough a defense. She just couldn't handle it and forces the travel. That's solid defense there by Schaefer. Schaefer always comes up with the easy physical plays there here for the Comets.
Looks like Celeste Wagman's going to go in for the Mustangs.
And Scott takes the ball up the floor here for the Comets. Slows down the offense here, gets into play. Zimmer over to the wing. Steffen down low to Murphy. Back out to the corner for Zimmer with the three, no good. Offensive rebound here by Scott. Scott drives inside, dishes it off to Steffen. Steffen up inside and good.
Man, you love to see Carolyn Steffen make those shots. Great player all around. Freeland, she's going to take it down the court for the Mustangs. Freeland looking at Celeste Wagaman. No, she's going to go to Emma George. Emma George is going to go to Celeste Wagaman. Celeste Wagaman almost drops the ball. Heavy defense by Murphy. She's going to drive through. She's going to give it back to Emma George. Emma George is looking for Sierra Foster. Sierra Foster.
Stolen away by Schaefer. Schaefer will drive down the floor. She's got two behind her. Goes up with the layup. Tough layup, and that's good by Lucy Schaefer. Kind of a prayer shot there, and that'll drop for her.
Wow, that was incredible. Looks like Sierra Foster's going to answer for the Mustangs. It's thrown right down to her, makes that quick shot.
Scott throws the ball up the floor to Zimmer. Zimmer dishes it off to Schaefer. Schaefer goes up and one. And one for Lucy Schaefer. She'll be at the line. Correction, foul was called on the floor there. Scott will take the ball out. Foul. Scott over here to Steffen. Steffen to Scott. Stolen away.
Number 32, Freeland's going to take it down the court. She's going to pass it real quick to Emma George.
Stolen away by Schaefer again. Schaefer with some great defense here. She kicks it to Scott. Scott has the ball at the top, drives inside. We'll take it back out here to the wing. Slow down the offense here for the Comets. Over into the corner to Murphy. Murphy over to Zimmer. Zimmer into the corner to Steffen. Steffen corner to Murphy. Back up to Steffen. Up to Schaefer. Over to the wing to Scott. Scott will take the ball back up top.
She's going to sit on it till the quarter ends.
And swings over to Zimmer. 9 seconds remain in the quarter. Schaefer up at the top. Drives inside. Steps inside. Foul is called. She'll be at the line for two with 3 seconds remaining here in the third. Wow. 48-26, 22-point lead here for the Comets. Schaefer for her first at the line. They're going to be looking here at something. I believe they're checking the time on the clock after the foul was called. Yeah. They'll change the time to 3.6 seconds. Schaefer at the line for her first. And the first one's going to drop there for Schaefer. Solid free throw shooter for the Comets. She's 3 for 3 on the night from free throws. And make that 4 for 4 as the second one will fall for her. Wow. Extends the North Polk lead to 24.
Freeland's going to throw it into Foster. Foster, with 2 seconds, decides to just let it go out.
And some great offense here by the North Polk Comets as they're able to hold PCM to about 8 points there in the quarter. That's great defense by the Comets all around.
You know, I will say, going into the second half, this is not how I expected the game to play out. I was expecting PCM to come back with a vengeance, but if North Polk can do one thing effectively every game, it's come back strong after half.
Yeah, and they started off this quarter here with a 12-0 run, and that worked out well for them as they now lead by 24 here coming into the fourth. And North Polk's looking to wrap this game up.
Absolutely.
And the winner of this game will be going on to play either Centerville or South Tama Saturday the 16th.
Ooh.
South Tama did win. Just learned that. Final score was 69-35. So it'll be the winner of this game versus South Tama and Pleasantville.
South Tama is a very, very tough opponent. They are ranked higher than North Polk after North Polk's loss to Gilbert. And so South Tama versus North Polk at Pleasantville.
And that should be a great game all around.
Absolutely.
Both some very solid teams with some very good offense, and they'll play at the neutral zone of Pleasantville.
Let's not put PCM just yet, as Celeste Wagaman is going to throw it into Freeland. Freeland seeing Lily Baird down in the corner. Going to go to Baird. Back to Freeland. Freeland with the 3. And it's
Deep
good.
3 is good there by Freeland. Scott will take the ball up the floor here for the Comets. Scott has the ball up top here, swings it over on the wing to Murphy. Murphy drives inside, wide open lane. Tries to go up with, she gets fouled. Basket's no good.
Looks like that's going to be called on number 42, Mackenzie Busson.
Murphy will be at the line for 2.
Mackenzie Busson doesn't seem to agree with that, but shrugs it off and continues playing the game. You like to see that. Good sportsmanship.
Bounces off the front of the rim there. No good for Murphy. She'll have her second. 50-29 here. Second one drops, 51-29, North Polk.
It's going to go to Freeland. Freeland's going to march it down the court. Celeste Wagaman not far behind her.
Zimmer on her. Zimmer with the steal. She'll fly down the floor here. Kicks it over to Murphy, but a foul is called before the pass as Freeland shoved her in the back there.
Yeah, a little rough from the PCM girls. That's all right. The North Polk girls have been being equally as rough.
Phipps will inbound the ball here for the Comets. Up to Scott. Scott on the wing, over to Phipps. Almost, it is turned over
Freeland.
there.
Freeland's going to run it down the court. Freeland pauses. She puts it up.
Charge is called. Comets will take it the other way.
Prairie City Monroe doesn't seem to agree with that, and you know, I hate to say it, but Maggie Phipps might have flopped that one right there. I don't know if there was that much contact, but nonetheless, the refs made the call that was a charge. So
Scott has the ball here for the Comets, just crosses half. Scott over to Phipps here. Phipps up top to Murphy. Murphy over to Brown. Brown in the corner to Scott. Scott will swing it up to Phipps up top. Phipps over to Murphy on the wing. Murphy with the 3. Deep 3 there is good by Jaden Murphy.
Can't expect anything less from Jaden Murphy.
54-29.
Lily Baird going to run it down the court. Lily Baird had an amazing deep 3 earlier. Let's see if she can do it again.
25-point lead here for the Comets in the fourth.
She's going to throw it real quick to Keeker. Keeker's going to go back to Baird. Baird's going to fake it. She's going to drive. She's going to shoot it. No good. Oh.
Phipps tries to come up the steal there, but it's knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, heavy fight for the rebound as Phipps knocks out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be taken in by Keeker. And she is going to toss it over to Celeste Wagaman. Celeste Wagaman
tries to swing it down low. Murphy pokes it away. Brown has the ball up to Zimmer. Zimmer with the layup. No good. Katie Scott with the offensive board, and that's good by Katie Scott. Another basket here for the Comets, 56-29. 27-point lead here. Freeland tries to throw it up there. No good. Scott throws it up to Phipps with the open layup.
Easy layup for Phipps. Wide open, no one on her. Phipps points to her parents in the audience.
PCM here. Looks like they're getting tired. A timeout will be called here by PCM. Give their players a little break.
Right there. That's a great call.
When you start getting tired, it starts really getting to your head and causes a lot of sloppy plays. And I think that's what's happening here. Just get them a little breather, and I expect them to come back and play some defense as strong as they have in the first 3 quarters. Don't count them out yet. Crazier things have happened. North Polk needs to continue to battle here.
Yeah, it looks like right now, though, North Polk is doubling PCM's points. As they have 29 more points than PCM does. Some quick math for you. And Maggie Phipps going to be leading North Polk in scoring at 22. No surprise there. But Jaden Murphy may end up being the MVP of the night. She's been there on every play, 16 points, but more of an asset than the scoreboard puts her points at.
And you got to remember the score was tied at the end of the first, and it's amazing that North Polk now leads by 29.
Freeland going to be taking the ball in for the Mustangs. Freeland to Keeker. Keeker's going to give it to Baird. Baird for the 3.
Deep 3. No good. Scott does not come up with the ball. Murphy with the block there. Scott will take the ball up the floor here for the Comets. Scott drives inside.
Oh.
Open layup there, and that's good. Nice move there by Scott to create
Drove
some
right through
space
that whole
inside.
team. Looks like Freeland's going to be taking it down. Freeland's going to drive through. She's going to put it up. Doesn't finish.
Tries to get a layup of her own. No good. Scott has the ball. Does a good job of dribbling out there with the tough defense. She'll drive up quickly, kicks it over to Zimmer on the wing. Zimmer drives inside for another open layup. That's another
good.
North Polk bucket.
Wow,
62-29.
the Mustangs are exhausted. North Polk drove through them 2 times in a row.
31-point lead here for the Comets.
Freeland throws it to Keeker.
33-point lead, correction.
Keeker's going to throw it real quick.
Almost
to
stolen
Baird.
away.
Baird, heavy defense by Maggie Phipps. Hasn't been able to make a lot of shots lately. She's going to throw it down low.
Throws the ball away there. North Polk will take it the other way.
I believe Wignall was who that pass was intended for. Did not.
This is a tough quarter here by PCM as PCM continues to have turnover after turnover and a lot of unanswered points in the paint. Scott will take the ball up the floor here for the Comets. Scott over to the wing to Phipps. Phipps drives inside. Another layup there for the Comets. No good.
No good. It's going to be Freeland taking the ball down the court. So Reagan Freeland's going to give that to Sierra Foster. Sierra Foster drives through. Oh, it's stolen.
Stolen away. Zimmer throws it up to Phipps. Phipps will have another layup there. That's good for the North Polk Comets. 64-29.
Wow.
35-point lead here for the Comets.
Freeland taking it down the court, visibly exhausted. She's slowing things down. Looks like a full roster change for the Comets is getting ready to go in. As Lily Baird takes it, she's going to pass it real quick to Sierra Foster. Sierra Foster going to drop it to Freeland. Freeland with the 3, and it's good.
Sharpshooter there, Freeland is. She gets a deep 3 there.
She's got a little smile on her face. You love to see that.
Timeout called by the North Polk Comets. They'll have a platoon swap here as Schaefer, Hill, Anderson, Steffen, and Berglund will be coming in.
Wow. PCM, great team in general. I won't deny it. I think they're a phenomenal team. I have seen them fall apart a little bit lately. The first quarter, they actually had a lead at one point, and that has soon been lost as North Polk takes a massive lead.
Yeah, they really let that slip away here, especially in the fourth. They had a chance to battle back, but 64-32, 32-point lead here for the Comets. And now you start thinking, how can we try to cut down this lead and how can we try to get back into the game? But 3 minutes, 29 seconds remain here. It looks like it's a little out of reach here for the Mustangs. Hill will inbound the ball to Schaefer. Schaefer brings the ball up the floor here for the Comets. Schaefer crosses half court over to Berglund. Berglund drives right. Tries to swing it over to Hill. It's knocked out of bounds there. But number 3, Cameron Wingle. Schaefer will inbounds the ball. She does to Anderson. Anderson down low. Up top to Berglund. Berglund tries to throw it to Steffen. Stolen away there by Freeland.
Oh, talk about some heavy contact right there. Freeland tried to drive down the court. Knocks Katie Berglund right down.
Berglund was called for the foul because she tried to reach inside, and that's what caused her to initiate contact there and get knocked over.
That's fair. I agree with that call. Looks like Kate McCarthy is going to toss that into Freeland. Freeland's going to give it down to Wignall. Oh, blocked by Sydney Anderson from the 3. Wignall's going to get that ball again. She's going to throw it to Foster, Sierra Foster. Sierra Foster going to give it to Kate McCarthy. Barely holds on to it. Wignall throws up the 3. No good.
Rebounded by Schaefer. Schaefer will rush the ball up the floor here. Scott kicks it over to Anderson. Up top to Berglund. Berglund over to Steffen on the wing. Up top to Schaefer. Schaefer will drive down low. Kick it out to Berglund. Berglund for the 3. No good. Abby Hill tries to get the rebound. Anderson comes up with it up top to Steffen. Steffen kicks out to Schaefer. Schaefer drives inside. Throws it up there. No good. PCM grabs the board.
North Polk student section has been chanting, "I believe that we will win," for the past 30 seconds. as Reagan Freeland is going to take the ball for PCM. Going to toss that real quick to Sierra Foster. It's going to go to Cameron Wignall. Cameron Wignall going to whip it out to Reagan Freeland.
Another long three there by Freeland.
Wow.
She's definitely showing off her range here for the for the PCM Mustangs. She's hit a lot of deep threes here. It's impressive.
Absolutely. And with Hannah Foster going in for the game, I would like to specify Hannah Foster plays for the Comets and Sierra Foster plays for the Mustangs.
Hannah Foster will take the ball up the floor here for the Comets.
Appears as though they weren't ready quite yet.
.128 remaining here. Foster takes the ball up the floor here for the Comets. Hannah Foster, that is. Kicks over to Stefan. Down, tries to get it down low to Anderson. She grabs that. Goes up strong, gets blocked. Gets her own board. Stefan for the three. No good by Stefan. Abby Hill tries to poke it, but PCM has possession.
Cameron Wignall going to take the ball. She's going to pass it to Freeland. Almost stolen away by Scott. Looks like a foul is going to be called on number 40, Abby Hill.
That'll be her first of the contest.
Looks like Emma George and Celeste Wagaman are going to go in.
Brooke Johnson, Paige Johnson, and Aaliyah Springer here checked in for the Comets.
Aaliyah Springer, correction. Looks like North Polk has a full roster change.
Clock continues to roll. 30 seconds remain in the game. Offensive foul called there on number 32. That's 42, Mackenzie Busen. Foster has the ball here, 20 seconds left in the game, 64-35. 29-point lead as Anderson has it inside, goes up with the layup, no good. PCM with the rebound.
Celeste Wagaman going to take it down the court. She has 10 seconds left. She knows it. Is she going to go for the three? Is she going to pass it to a teammate? She's going to pass it right down to Cameron Wignall. Cameron Wignall going to go back to Celeste Wagaman. It's going to go to Emma George.
That's going to be the game, folks.
That's
North Polk Comets 64, PCM Mustangs 35.
Wow.
Great victory there for the Comets. It was an exciting game in the first half. North Polk found a way to pull ahead there in the second. And PCM fell apart there in the fourth, and it was definitely evident. And so North Polk will be playing South Tama Saturday in Pleasantville. And that should be an exciting matchup as both are very great teams, have some strong offense. And that's going to be a battle there for North Polk. North Polk has had it decently easy here this season, only having 2 losses. And so they're in for a challenge here against South Tama. Yeah. We'll see how that goes.
North Polk with a 62 overall ranking, South Tama with a 64. So that's going to be probably the hardest game that North Polk is going to have to battle all year. Super excited to see that. But I would like to thank PCM, and I would like to thank their seniors, specifically Cameron Wignall, proved to be very valuable, along with Morgan DeHay, who saw no playing time tonight, and Mackenzie Busan, who was great under the basket. Any closing thoughts on the game, Colby?
It was a very good game. South Tama just got tired there at the end, and that's why they lost the lead. And North Polk was able to stay in there all game and battle inside constantly. And no matter what the score was, they continued to put points on the board and continued to cause turnovers on the other end. So that's what really helped contribute to North Polk. They put up 64 points compared to PCM's 35. PCM was not able to handle the ball there very well in the second half. And that's what caused them to not be able to put up nearly as many numbers there.
Absolutely. And with that, with the boys' game Friday will be filmed regularly like normal, with the game being filmed and everything. However, if we are unallowed to film that game due to logistical reasons, this will be the last broadcast of the season, as state play from here on out will no longer be held at North Polk. So I would just like to thank everyone for subscribing, and stay tuned, because we could do a lot of things with this channel. We might see soccer streams, football streams, and next year when me and Colby Brunkow bring you more basketball streams. Thank you, everyone, and make sure that you hit subscribe, hit that notification bell, and thank you so much for watching. Any closing thoughts, Colby?
Just a great game all around. I'm excited for the next one. If you can, try to get yourself out there to go see it. It's going to be a great game all around. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Everyone have a great night.